Welcome students. In the next lecture on the linear algebra vector spaces. In the previous lecture we have studied the norm, we have studied the inner product space, then Euclidean inner product, then norm under the Euclidean inner product and orthogonal projection. Is it? Now in today's lecture we are going to discuss the orthonormal basis. Okay. So let's come to this. Yesterday we have studied one definition, that is orthogonal set and the orthonormal set. So this definition is, we just take a quick review of that. Orthonormal basis. So in this orthonormal basis we have discussed one definition, that is orthogonal set and the orthonormal set. Is it? So this is the definition of orthogonal set. A set of vectors in an inner product space is called orthogonal set if all distinct vectors are orthogonal. That means the inner product of Vi with Vj should be 0. Then second definition is norm of each vector in orthogonal set is 1, then it is called a orthonormal set. Suppose S is the orthogonal set, and if the norm of each vector is 1, then we say that S is a orthonormal set. Are you clear with that? Okay. So now we have studied these definitions. Now we'll extend this discussion to the problem solving. So let's come to this. First question is, check whether the following set of vectors in R3 are orthogonal with respect to Euclidean inner product. So question is, check whether the set given by the first vector is 1 by root 2, comma 0, comma 1 by root 2. The second vector is 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3. The third vector is 1 by root 2, comma 0, comma minus 1 by root 2. So this is a set of 3 vectors. The set this of vectors in R3. Fine. Check whether the set of vectors in R3 is orthogonal with respect to Euclidean inner product. Okay. Okay, just a minute. This abbreviation is not good. With respect to Euclidean inner product. What is Euclidean inner product? If we have the two vectors u, v, then the inner product will be u dot v. Are you clear with this? Okay. So now we have to check whether this set is a orthogonal. That means if I call this as a vector u1, this as vector u2, and this as vector u3, then we have to show that the inner product of u1 with u2, inner product of u1 with u3, and the inner product of u2 with u3, all these three inner products are zeros. Fine. So I'll first go for inner product of u1 with u2. That is nothing but dot product of u1 with u2. So what is u1 vector? 1 by root 2, comma 0, comma 1 by root 2. Dot product with 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3. So what will be the dot product? In the first coordinate with the first coordinate, 1 by root 2 into 1 by root 3 is 1 by root 6. Okay. Plus 0 plus 1 by root 6, which is nothing but 2 by root 6, which is not equals to 0. Is it? So here itself you can say the given set is not orthogonal, because If the set has to be orthogonal, what is expected? All these inner product should be 0. But what I'm getting here, we get one of the inner product is non-zero. Is it? So hence the set is not orthogonal. As one of the inner product of two vectors is non-zero, therefore set is not orthogonal. Therefore the set is not orthogonal. I hope you clear with this idea. Is it? Now the next is, we will go for one more set for discussing the orthogonal. Means I just leave this problem for you as an homework. The set S is, the first element is 2 by 3 comma minus 2 by 3 comma 1 by 3 is the first vector. The second vector is 2 by 3 1 by 3 2 by 3 1 by 3 minus 2 by 3, and the third vector is 1 by 3 comma 2 by 3 comma 2 by 3. Are you clear with this? So this is the another set that you should check whether it is for which it is orthogonal or not. Are you clear with this? Fine. Now we'll go for one more set of vectors to check whether it is orthogonal or not. Okay, so let's begin with them. Check whether the following vectors are orthogonal. Check whether following set is orthogonal under the inner product. It is orthogonal. That's fine. With respect to the inner product, with respect to inner product. Now see, here I am not taking the Euclidean inner product. I am taking some different inner product of vectors. U is equal to, now U is a vector given as a 2 by 2 matrix. U1, U2, U3, U4. The vector V is V1, V2, V3, V4. Then inner product of U with V is equal to trace of V dash into U. Is it? Trace of V dash into U. Okay. So what we can do is give the two vectors initially. Okay. So what is it exactly? So inner product of UV will be, first we need to calculate a U dash. Sorry, we need to calculate the product V dash into U. What is V dash? V dash into U, and its trace we are going to take. So what is V dash into U? So the matrix V dash will be V1, V2, V3, V4. Its multiplication with U1, U2, U3, U4. So what will be the matrix multiplication? The matrix multiplication is V1 into U1. So V1 U1 plus V3 into U3. V3 into U3. Okay. The next is V1 U2 plus V3 into U4. Next is V2 U1 plus V4 U3. And finally V2 U2 plus V4 U4. Is this okay? Now we have to take a trace of this. TR of this. TR means trace. Trace is nothing but addition of the diagonal elements. That is V1 U1 plus V3 U3 plus V2 U2 plus V4 U4. I hope you are clear with this norm. This is not a Euclidean norm. This is a norm defined by the user as per their requirements. Fine. Now the first set which I am going to give you is 1001. Sorry, the set is 1000, and the second element is 0, 2 by 3, 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3. So if this is U and this is V, the inner product of UV is equal to, what is the rule here? U1 V1, U2 V, U2 V2, U3 V3, V4 U4. So this is U1, U2, U3, U4. So U1 into U1. So 1 into 0, 0 plus U2 into V2, that is 0 into 2 by 3, plus U3 into V3, that is 0 into 2 by 3, and finally U4, that is 0 into minus 2 by 3. So what is the inner product here? 0. So hence the given set is a orthogonal. Is this clear? Okay. Fine. Okay. So now we are going to see the projection theorem, which is very important in our further discussion. Projection theorem. Now, what is the statement of projection theorem? If W be a finite dimensional subspace, if W be finite dimensional subspace of inner product space, subspace of inner product space V, and every vector U in V, then every vector U in V can be expressed uniquely. Uniquely means this is the only possible way. So uniquely as U is equal to W1 plus W, where W1 belongs to W, that is in the subspace W, and W2 belongs to W per. This symbol which is given in the power is known as a per. W per. Now what is W per? It is a orthogonal complement of W. W per is called as orthogonal complement of subspace W. Okay, fine. Now So some set W will be provided. Okay, just a minute. We solve one problem which will elaborate in detail. So let's W is a span of two sets. W is a subspace basically, which is a span of these two set vectors. Now express W is equal to 1 comma 1, sorry, express W is equal to 1 comma 1 comma 1 in the form of W is equal to W1 plus W. Okay, where the W1 belongs to the set W and the W2 belongs to W1. Okay, fine. Now let's solve this example. How you can proceed? So let V1 is equal. We are taking these two vectors, we call them as a V1 and V2. 0, 1, 0 is my V1 and the V2 will be minus 4 by 3, comma 0, comma 3 by 5. Now from the orthogonal projection formula that we already discussed, the projection of W on W, the projection of small w on the set capital W by the projection theorem, it is projection of W over W will be given as inner product of W with V1 into V1 plus inner product of W with V2 into V2. So this is, as they are not specifying the inner product, by default we take the Euclidean inner product. Is it? So inner product of W with V1. What is W? It is 1, 1, 1. What is V1? 0, 1, 0. 1, 1, 1, comma 0, 1, 0 into V1, that is 0, 1, 0, plus inner product of W, that is 1, 1, 1 with another vector V2, that is minus 4 by 3, comma 0, comma 3 by 5 into V2. V2 is again same, minus 4 by 3. Sorry, not, this is actually 4 by 5. We take this as a 4 by 5. 4 by 5 minus 4 by 5, comma 0, comma 3 by 5. Now solve this. This inner product will be a dot product of 1, 1, 1 with 0, 1, 0. What will be the dot product? 1 into 0, 1, 0. Plus, what is the dot product of these two? 1 into minus 4 by 5, that is minus 4 by 5, plus 1 into 0, 0, plus 1 into 3 by 5 is 3 by 5. Into the vector minus 4 by 5, comma 0, comma 3 by 5, which is equals to 0, 1, 0 plus, now what is the value of this? Minus 4 by 5 plus 3 by 5 will be 1 by 5. Are you clear with that? So we multiply by 1 by 5 into minus 4 by 5, comma 0, comma 3 by 5. Fine. So 0 plus 1 by 5 into minus 4 by 5. So that gives 0 plus, sorry, 4 by 5 into 1 by 5 is 1 by 4 by 25. So we get minus 4 by 25, comma 1 plus 1 by 5 into 0 is 0. So we get 1 here. And finally, it is 3 by 25. So this is my vector W1. So W1 is equal to projection of W on W. So this is my W1. Got it? Now what is W2? So projection of W over the W per is given by W minus projection of W over W, that is W minus W. So which is 1 minus 4 by 25 comma 1 comma 3 by 25. So minus minus become plus, 1 plus 4 by 25, which gives me 21 by, sorry, I did one mistake here. Let me correct that mistake. Yeah. Okay. So this is 1 minus of minus, that becomes plus 4 by 5, which is nothing but minus minus plus 4 by 5 or 25, 25 into 1, 25 plus 4, that is 29 by 25, comma 1 minus 1 is 0, comma 3 by 25, and this is 1. So minus 3 by 25 this. So 25 minus 3. So 25 minus 3 would be 25 minus 3 will be 22 by 25. Is it? So this is my W2. This vector is called as a W2 and this is W1. So hence what we done, W expressed as W1 plus W. So what is W? 1, 1, 1. What is W1? Minus 4 by 25, comma 1, comma 3 by 25 plus 29 by 25, comma 0, comma 22 by 25. Let's check whether addition of these two W1 and W2 is 1, 1, 1 or not. See, the first coordinate is minus 4 by 25. The here is 29 by 25. So minus 4 by 25 plus 29 by 25 gives me 25 by 25, which is 1. Next is 1 plus 0 is itself 1. 3 by 25 plus 22 by 25. Again it becomes 25 by 25, which is again 1. So we get the 1, 1, 1 back. Is it clear? So this is how one can find out the uh, the components of a vector as a W1 and W2, where W1 is a projection and W2 is in means W1 is in W and W2 is in W per, that is in orthogonal complement. Fine. Now we are coming with a very important procedure, that is Gram-Schmidt process for calculating the orthonormal basis. Okay. So this is very important for us. That is our main part of this. Usually there is one question on the orthonormal basis in the final examination. Use the Gram-Schmidt process and find the vector in the orthonormal basis. Fine. Gram-Schmidt process. Okay. So what is the Gram-Schmidt process? So let V be a non-zero inner product space in R3, capital VV, a non-zero inner product space in R3 and let U is equal to U1, U2, U3 be any U is equal to the set of three vectors U1, U2, U3 be any basis of R3. Uh, Instead of R3, I must say basis for V. So, therefore, orthogonal basis of the set U1, U2, U3 in V, orthogonal basis of for V. Orthogonal basis V1, V2, V3. Here I am taking U1, U2, U3. So I read the statement once again, then you get a clear idea what exact going on. Fine. So VV, a non-zero inner product space in R3. Let U be the set of vectors U1, U2, U3 be any basis of V. Therefore, the orthogonal basis of V will be V1, V2, V3, where V1 is equal to U1, V2 is equal to U2 minus inner product of U2 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1, and V3 is equal to U3 minus inner product of U3 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1 minus inner product of U2 with V2 divided by norm V2 square into V2. So whenever there is a question, find a orthogonal basis or orthonormal basis of the given set by using the Gram-Schmidt process, we are supposed to calculate V1, V2 and V3 with the help of these three formulae. So then we get the orthogonal basis. To get an orthonormal basis, the further process is very simple. We will discuss a problem which will elaborate in detail. Okay. So I shall begin with a very simple example first, which was asked in examination also. Okay. So write down the question. Let R3 have Euclidean inner product. Use Gram-Schmidt process to transform the basis U1 is equal to 1, 1, 1, U2 is equal to minus 1, 1, 0, U3 is equal to 1, 2, 1 into orthonormal basis. Fine. So this is our basis of R3. We have already discussed R3 has a standard basis 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. This is one more basis of R3 and we want to transform this basis into a orthonormal basis. Fine. So let's begin with the procedure. So just have a look on the formula. The V1 is same as a U1 and V2 is calculated with the help of this formula. Okay, so I write solution. Then directly start with the solution, no issues. V1 is equal to U1 is equal to 1, 1, 1. Fine. Now V2. What is V2 formula? The V2 is equal to U2 minus inner product of U2 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1. Is it? As they specified, you follow the Euclidean inner product. Of course, the norm is also from the Euclidean norm that we already discussed. So let's start with them. We need to calculate U2 with V1. So inner product of U2 with V1 is equal to, what is U2 vector? Minus 1, 1, 0, comma. What is a V1? 1, 1, 1. Now what is Euclidean product? Euclidean inner product is a dot product. So we are calculating a dot product of these two vectors. So what will be the dot product? 1 into minus 1, minus 1, plus 1 into 1, 1, plus 0 into 1, 0. So what is the answer here? 0. Is it? Next, norm V1 square. What is norm V1 square? It is very simple. You get a sum of square of each tuple of V1. 1, 1, 1. So we get sum of square of each tuple. So 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. That gives me 3. So hence V2 is equal to U2, that is minus 1, 1, 0, minus this inner product is 0 divided by 3 into V1, that is 1, 1, 1. Are you clear with that? So what is the answer here? The answer is, as this is 0 upon 3 is 0, 0 into any other vector is 0. So answer is minus 1, 1, 0. Now V3. What is the formula for V3? V3 is equal to U3 minus inner product of U3 with V1 upon norm V1 square minus into V1 minus inner product of U3 with V2 upon norm V2 square into V2. Got it? So first we are going to calculate inner product of U3 with V1. So what is U3 vector here? See above, the U3 vector is 1, 2, 1. So we get inner product of 1, 2, 1 with U1, that is 1, 1, 1. Inner product is nothing but here dot product. So 1 into 1, 1. 2 into 1, 2. Plus 1 into 1, 1. So what is the answer? 4. Now, norm V1 square we already calculated, which is 3. Now inner product of U3 with V2. So this is inner product of 1, 2, 1 with a V2. V2 is minus 1, 1, 0. So what is the dot product? 1 into minus 1, minus 1. Plus 2 into 1, 2. Plus 0. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Now we need to calculate norm V2 square. So norm of V2 square. So what is the norm in the Euclidean? Or say, what is Euclidean norm? Get the sum of squares of each tuple. As I am taking the norm square, so you can directly write sum of squares of each tuple. Otherwise, you need to get a square root. So here I am having minus 1 square plus 1 square plus 0 square. So which is nothing but 2. So hence the V3 will be, now substitute all these 4 values in the formula of V3. V3 is equal to U3. The U3 is 1, 2, 1 minus inner product of U3 with V1, that is 4 upon 3 into V1, that is 1, 1, 1 minus inner product of U3 with V2, that is 1 divided by 2 into V2, that is minus 1, 1, 0. Fine. So this is 1, 2, 1 minus 4 by 3 comma minus 4 by 3 comma minus 4 by 3. Outside there is a plus sign, plus minus 1 by 2 into minus 1 becomes plus 1 by 2. So hence I am having 1 by 2 comma minus 1 by 2 comma 0. Now there is an addition of 3 vectors, so the addition will be tuple wise. So first entry is 1, here it is minus 4 by 3, here it is 1 by 2. So 1 minus 4 by 3 plus 1 by 2 comma 2 minus 4 by 3 minus 1 by 2, comma 1 minus 4 by 3 plus 0. Is it okay? So what will be the addition now? Here the denominator is 3, here the denominator is 2, so we can make a denominator as a 6. Fine. So here the denominator is 1, so we need to multiply by 6 here. So 6 minus 4 plus 1. So what? How much it is? No, it is not like that. As I am making the denominator 6 here, 1 minus 4 by 3 plus 1 by 2. As I want to make a denominator as a 6, we need to multiply the first entry by 6. Here it is 3, so we need to multiply by 2 with the numerator. So 4 2s are 8. And for this, we need to multiply by 3 in the numerator. So 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 minus 8 is 1. So we get a 1 by 6. So yes, this is 1 by 6, comma 1 by 6, comma 1. Now look at here. Now, why I directly say it is 1 by 6? It's very obvious. Uh, just a minute. Okay. So here we need to multiply by. Okay, just a minute. We have lost somewhere. Wait. I'll correct the values. Yeah, fine. Yeah. This is now 2. So we get a here 12. 6 to the 12. Okay. So 12 minus 8 is 4 and 4 plus 3. But here it is minus 1 by 2. So go this way. And this is minus 3. Fine. So 12 minus 8 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. Again 1 by 6. 1 minus 4 by 3 is very simple. That is minus 1 by 3. Fine. So we are getting the three vectors v1, v2 and the v3. So what is v1? The v1 is 1, 1, 1. What is v2? The v2 vector is minus 1, 1, 0. And the v3 vector is 1 by 6, comma 1 by 6, comma minus 1 by 2. Is it? So this set is orthogonal basis of V by using the Gram-Schmidt process. But what is expected in this problem? We need to transform the given basis into orthonormal basis. This is orthogonal. We want the orthonormal. It's very simple. What is the difference between orthogonal and the orthonormal? In orthogonal, the inner product of a vector with itself should be non-zero, and in orthonormal the inner product of vector with itself should be 1. It means whenever the set is a orthonormal, the norm of each vector is 1. Is it? So taking this into consideration, if I want the orthonormal vector from the orthogonal vectors, it's very easy. Divide the norm of each vector. Divide each vector by its norm. Is it? So I say v1 dash is equal to v1 upon norm of v1. So what is v1 here? 1, 1, 1. What is the norm v1? Yes, previously we have the norm v1 square. So we directly go on taking the sum of squares. Here only norm is expected, so we take a square root. So square root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square, which is nothing but 1 by root 3 into 1, 1, 1. Now v2 dash. What is v2 dash? v2 upon norm v2. So what is v2 vector? Minus 1, 1, 0. What is its norm? Square root of minus 1 square plus 1 square plus 0 square, which is 1 upon root 2 into minus 1, 1, 0. Okay, you can further write this as a 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3, comma 1 by root 3. This vector as minus 1 upon root 2, comma 1 upon root 2, comma 0, as per your convenience. Now v3 dash is v3 upon norm v3, which is 1 by 6, 1 by 6 minus 1 by 3 whole divided by square root of 1 by 6 square, that is 1 by 36 plus 1 by 36 plus 1 by 9. So how much is the addition in the denominator part? 1 by 36, 1 by 9. Here we need to multiply by 4. So we get 9 fours are 36. So of course we need to multiply by 4 to the numerator. So 4 plus 1 plus 1, that gives 6 by 36. So 1 by 6, 1 by 6 minus 1 by 3 whole divided by square root of 6 by 36. So this is 6. So 1 by root 6. So 1 by root 6 is the square root of 1 by 6 is nothing but root 6 into 1 by 6 comma 1 by 6 comma minus 1 by 3. Now multiply each tuple by root 6. So when I multiply by root 6 to this, we get root 6 upon 6, which is nothing but 1 by root 6. Why? 6 is nothing but root 6 into root 6. So 1 root 6 from numerator and 1 from denominator get cancelled. We get 1 by root 6. Here also we get 1 by root 6. Okay, now what about this? Minus root 6 upon 3. How you can proceed with this? It's very easy. Either you keep it as a minus root 6 by 3. It is also okay. Or you can go for further simplification also. Okay. So now these three vectors collectively v1 dash, v2 dash, v3 dash, we get the expected orthonormal basis. Is it okay? So I hope this process is clear in everyone's mind. Yes or no? Yes. Fine. Now further I would like to discuss a very interesting example from the previous year examinations. See the question. Construct a orthonormal basis of R3 using the Gram-Schmidt process. Okay, now we'll do one simple example. Instead of doing that 1 by root 6 and all, I take very simple example. So question is, construct a orthonormal basis of R3 using Gram-Schmidt process. The set S is (304) minus 1 comma 0 comma 7 2 comma 9 comma 11. Fine. So what is okay? Orthonormal basis will be v1, v2, v3. Required orthogonal. First we write orthogonal basis is v1, v2, v3. So what is v1? v1 is u1. This is my u1. This is u2. This is u3. So I'll go a little fast in this example. So we get 3 comma 0 comma 4. Fine. What is v2 here? The v2 will be u2 minus inner product of u2 with v1 upon norm v1 square into v1. Okay. So what is inner product of u2 with v1? The inner product of u2 with v1 is 3 comma 0 comma 4 with a inner product with a minus 1 comma 0. Oh, sorry. v2 it's not u2. u2 is minus 1 0 comma 7 comma 3 comma 0 comma 4. So what will be this inner product? Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. 0 into 0 0. 7 4s are 28. So answer is 25. So what is norm v1 square? Norm v1 square is the square root of Square root of what? Each tuple. So 3 square is 9. Plus 0 comma 0 plus 16. So we get a root at 25. What is root 25? Is 5. So hence V2 is equal to minus 1 comma 0 comma 7 minus 25 by 5 into 3 comma 0 comma 4. So what will be the addition? Sorry, here it is. I just forget. Here norm V1 square we are taking the. So here we have this one. Yeah. So here we get 25 by 25. So which is 1. So minus 1 comma 0 comma 7 minus 3 comma 0 comma 4. So what will be the subtraction? The subtraction is minus 4 comma 0 comma 3. Now we are coming for V3. So what is V3? U3 minus inner product of U3 with V2 divided by norm V2 square in, sorry, just omit this symbols. Inner product of U3 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1 minus inner product of U3 with V2 divided by norm V2 square into V2. This is the formula for V3. Okay, got it. Now what is inner product of U3 with V1? What is the U3 vector? The U3 is 2, 9, 11. Its norm with a 3, 0, 4. So what I am getting now? So here I am getting 2 3s are 6 plus 9 into 0, 0, 11 into 4, that is 44, which is 50. Now norm V1 square is already calculated, which is 25. What is norm V2 square? This is my V2, its norm will be minus 4 square plus 0 plus 3 square. Again it is 24. Now inner product of U3 with V2 is sorry 2, 9, 11 with V2, that is minus 4 comma 0 comma 3. So 4 to the 8, we get a minus 8 there. 9 into 0, 0 plus. So minus 8 plus 33, which is 24. Now substitute all this value in the formula of V3. So we get 2, 9, 11 minus 50 upon 25 into V1, that is 3 comma 0 comma 4 minus 25 by 25 into V2. The V2 vector is minus 4 comma 0 comma 3. So this 25 get cancelled. Here we get 50 upon 25, that is 2. So the finally this is 2 minus 2 into 3, that is 6. Minus minus become plus 4. Then 9 minus 2 into 0, 0, 0, comma. Here the entry is 11. Next minus 2 into 4, that is minus 8. And minus 1 into 3, that gives me minus 3. Fine? Okay, good. So how much it is? This is the first coordinate is 0, second is 9, and the third one is 0. So 0, 9, 0. Now we need to calculate orthonormal basis. So we define the V1 dash as V1 upon norm V1. So what is V1? 3 comma 0 comma 4 upon norm V1. Already we calculated norm V1 square. The norm V1 will be square root of it. That is 5. So 3 comma 0 comma 4 by 5. V2 dash will be V2 upon norm V2. Already we calculated norm V2 square, which is 25, whose square root will be 5. and V2 will be minus 4 comma 0 comma 3, and the V3 will be 0 comma 9 comma 0 divided by norm V3. Norm V3 is the square root of 0 square plus 9 square plus 0 square, that is square root of 9 square is nothing but, so hence we get here 0 1 0. So this is my expected orthonormal basis V1 dash, V2 dash and V3 dash. Right? So we discussed many of these examples, but still I'm expected you to calculate one more where the norm is different. Fine. So we define the set. Okay. Let's do one more example with a where the inner product is different. Let vector space P2 have inner product defined by inner product of small p with small q is equal to integration from minus 1 to 1 p of x into q of x dx, where p and q are nothing but the elements of the vector space P2. What is vector space P2? P2 is a vector space of polynomials. Okay. Use Gram-Schmidt process to transform standard basis one comma x square into orthonormal. Okay, fine. So let's begin with them. Here my U1 is V1, sorry, V1, V2, V3, V required orthogonal. I am purposefully saying orthogonal. So what is V1? V1 is U1. What is U1 here? 1. V2. V2 is U2 minus inner product of U2 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1. Fine. This is my U1, this is U2 and this is U3. What is the inner product of U2 with V1? What is U2? X. Here it is 1. So which is nothing but integration from minus 1 to 1 x into 1 dx. So how much it is? Integration x dx. Integration x dx is what? X square by 2. Limits from minus 1 to plus 1. Substitute the limits. For the upper limit we get sorry, here it is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, which is 0. Okay. Now norm V1 square is what? The norm V1 square, how you can proceed further? It's very easy. It is the square root of inner product of V1 with V1. Okay. Just a minute. Norm V1 is what? Square root of inner product V1 with V1. But here we want norm V1 square, hence we delete this square root and here we take a square. So inner product of V1 with V1 is integration from minus 1 to 1 What is V1? V1 is 1. So 1 into 1 dx. So hence we get integration from minus 1 to 1 dx, which is x, limits from minus 1 to plus 1, which is 2. So therefore V2 is equal to x minus 0 upon 2 into V1, that is 1. So V2 is x itself. Now what is V3? The V3 is equal to U3 minus inner product of U3 with V1 upon norm V1 square into V1 minus inner product of U3 with V2 upon norm V2 square into V2. Now what is inner product of U3 with V1? Is nothing but integration from minus 1 to 1 U3 V1 dx. So what is U3 here? In the example, what is U3? See, x square. And what is V1? The 1 itself. So integration of x square into 1 dx. So this is integration of x square dx. So what is the integration of x square? X cube by 3. Limits from minus 1 to plus 1. So how much it is? One by 3 minus of minus 1 by 3. That gives us 2 by 3. Now inner product of U3 with V2. That is integration from minus 1 to 1 U3 V2 dx. So which is integration from minus 1 to 1 x square into V2 is x dx. X cube dx. Fine. Now you can apply the rules of definite integrations directly. Here I am taking a integration from minus a to a of a function which is odd. X cube is an odd function. Hence, directly we get a 0. Is it? Integration from minus a to a f of x dx is equal to 1 by 2 integration from 0 to a f of x dx if f of x is even and is equal to 0 if f of x is odd. So this is the property that is well known for us. Now we already calculated norm v1 square. Now we need to calculate norm v2 square. Norm v2 square is inner product of v2 with v2. That is integration from minus 1 to 1. What is v2? X. So x into x dx, which is x square dx. This is 2 times integration from 0 to 1 x square dx by this same property, which is 2 into x cube by 3, limits from 0 to 1. So hence the answer is 2 by 3. So v2 norm of v2 square is 2 by 3. So hence what I am getting, v3 is equal to u3, that is x square minus 2 by 3 divided by norm v1 square. We already calculated the value of norm v1. What is it? 2 into v1, that is 1, minus inner product of u3 with v2 is 0 divided by 2 by 3 into v2, that is x. So anyhow this last term is going to be a 0 because we are multiplying here with a 0. So now further 2 by 3 upon 2. By taking a reciprocal, the 2 will get cancelled. Is it? So how much it is? X square minus 1 by 3. So this is my v3. Okay. Good. Now we want the orthonormal basis. So what is v1? v1 is 1. What is norm v1 square? Norm v1 square is 2. v2 is x. Norm v2 square is 2 by 3. v3 is x square minus 1 by 3. Now what is norm v3 square? Norm v3 square is equal to integration from minus 1 to 1 v3 into v3 dx. So what is v3? X square minus 1 by 3 into x square minus 1 by 3, that is x square minus 1 by 3 square dx. You can easily work out this integration. Minus 1 to 1, this is x raised to 4 minus 2 by 3 x square plus 1 by 9 dx. After getting an integration, we get x raised to 5 by 5 minus 2 by 3 x cube by 3 plus 1 by 9 into x. Limits from minus 1 to 1. So after simplifying them, okay, for our calculation to be simple, what I do, I'll apply the same this definite integration property, which gives me 2 times integration from 0 to 1 x square minus 1 by 3 dx. Why? Because x square is a x square is a term involved here, which is even function. So we write here 0 to 1. Yeah. Now our calculation becomes much simpler. So and this is 2 into 1 by 5 minus 2 by 9 plus 1 by 9. So 2 by minus 2 by 9, 1 by 9 is minus 1 by 9. And here it is 1 by 5. So ultimately we get 8 by 40. Fine. So hence V1 dash is equal to V1 upon norm V1. So what is V1? 1. V1, norm V1 square is 2. Hence we get 1 upon root 2. V2 dash is V2 upon norm V2. What is V2? V2 is x. Norm V2 square is 2 by 3. Hence we get square root of 2 by 3. Which is nothing but root 3 by 2 into x. Next, V3 dash is V3 upon norm V3. So what is V3? X square minus 1 by 3 divided by norm V3. Norm V3 square is 8 by 45. So we get square root of 8 by 45. So hence V3 dash is square root of 45 by 8 into x square minus 1 by 3. This is okay? Yes. We done with a different examples based on the Gram-Schmidt process. This is very important topic as according to your examination point of view. In previous semester, there is one more topic given as a QR decomposition. But now the same topic is in self-learning discussion or in self-learning topic. So what I suggest, if you go for a mini project based on this linear algebra vector spaces, you can select the QR decomposition as a topic of your mini project, because from self-learning topic I have already discussed linear combination, linear dependence and the linear independence. So only QR decomposition is left. So you can discuss the same topic as a mini project. You can get some example of from any of the book and discuss it with your colleagues. Okay. So this is all about linear algebra, the vector spaces chapter. We initially started with the what is mean by a vector, then for a few concepts from the previous year, that is from your 11 12 standards. Then we started with the what is vector space, subspace. Then we additional concepts we discussed called as a linear dependence, linear independence, and the linear span. Further, we studied the concept of the inner product space, Euclidean norm, Euclidean inner product. And in today's lecture, we studied the orthonormal basis and the Gram-Schmidt process. Is it? So you can just watch all these videos again and again. If you feel any doubt, you can post it on the WhatsApp or on an email. We will conduct a small discussion session for the same topic. Thank you everyone.